Alright, what is up, guys? We are back with Claymore, starting volume 24. Um, Man, it kind of just hit me that we are a good 3 volumes away from the ending, man. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I started doing reactions to the actual anime, I want to say back in 2016. So, like, I don't know. It feels like I've been with this series for a while, and it's kind of surreal that it's like coming to an end. Obviously, not as long as I've been with like other animes and stuff like that that have ended, but nonetheless, man, it's pretty crazy keeping up with a series for such a long time, and then just like there's no more, after volume 27. It's really weird. But yeah, nonetheless, finally got my hands on volume 24. Let's just get underway. Let's just start. I'm excited, man. It's been a minute since I've gotten to read Claymore, so yeah, let's just get right into it, man. Okay, so chapter 132, Mark of the Warrior, Part 5. You want to talk? You have an interesting build. You're just a human without any Yoma flesh and blood, so maybe you developed those muscles by carrying that big sword and fighting like us. That style of swordplay isn't for fighting humans. Who taught you? Back in the days of male warriors, I heard that such men did exist for a very short time, which reminds me, I want to ask you something. The name of my sword master was Easley. I lived with him until a few years ago. What? Did you say Easley? He found me up north. At first I thought he was human, but after a few years I became aware that he wasn't. Then after a while he drove away me and one other. So while I owe him my life, I know nothing about him. Easley, huh? I didn't expect to hear that name. Easley was number one in the first generation of warriors. Interesting. He was the strongest man of his time. The first generation, number one. He was strong. All those warriors you're involved with couldn't beat him. Even the number two back then was far inferior in skill. For that reason, no one in the age of warriors saw his true strength. His strength was bottomless. He was the last of the single digits to awaken. I guess there was no need. Awaken. We do it when we must for some reason, but he chose to do it. I suppose he intended to subdue us when we awakened. Despite his appearance, he was a responsible man. But awakening changes you to the core. Your human consciousness disappears, and then you think like us. After awakening, Easley should have gone the same way as us, but in retrospect, perhaps he disposed of so many awakened beings in the conflict up north due to the vestiges of his earlier self. But that completely destroyed the towns up north, so the residents were hardly pleased. Recently, Easley fell to the organization's weapons. Now we are the only two male warriors left from that time. Interesting. Um, you aren't surprised. Did you already know? No, but when we parted, he looked concerned. Or he looked cornered. I thought perhaps he had sensed his death. Maybe he drove us away so he wouldn't involve us in something. I doubt he could think that way after awakening. He was just playing at having a family. Maybe not. Maybe Easley actually took that relationship seriously. Which I don't know. I feel like I'm more inclined to believe that. Uh, yeah, there was definitely some bit of humanity left uh, in Easley. um, okay, so now we got the Claymores back, Miria, and we got Helen and Deneva. Okay, and there's Claire. Oops, out of time, and we didn't get to ask anything. I'll cut to the chase. You know that monster who surpasses an abyssal one? While our strength was necessary when it returned, it had the strength to annihilate everyone there, but came for us instead. I just can't understand that. Does that mean it recognized your presence as neither warrior nor human? Can I take your silence as an answer? Um, so Miria's drawing her sword. You two were able to exit the battle without a scratch. Why did you come here? Give the wrong answer and we will attack with all our might. I think you already know. But 9 of us, less than half of our number, were able to dodge the attacks of the monster greater than an abyssal one and remain unharmed. They have moved to a distance to observe, so they are hungry. We intend to leave without interfering. I merely came to tell you to be careful. Right, wait, so... But 9 of us, less than half of our number, were able to dodge the attacks of the monster greater than an abyssal one and remain unharmed. They have moved to a distance to observe, so they are hungry. Okay. So is he referring to both Cassandra and Priscilla? They moved to observe? Um, will you escape the eyes of the monster surpassing an abyssal one and hold your breath as you live in secrecy? It would be a pitiful life to feed on the scraps of flesh scattered by one far more powerful than you. Shut your mouth, you brats. Don't bother, Lars. She's just provoking you. So, what are you, traitorous ladies trying to say? We have decided for ourselves that we intend to fight the being who surpasses an abyssal one. That may look reckless to you, but if defeating it is a possibility, you would want to, right? What is she saying right now? What is Miria planning to do? Alright. For reference, tell me about this possibility. If it's worthless, I'll perform last rites for you, myself, right here and now. Um, First, we have to arouse the approaching abyssal one. It is currently being controlled by Priscilla, the being more powerful than a abyssal one. It's probably coming here to be absorbed. If so, the battle between those two will be over in an instant. Her overwhelming power would surely outstrip the unconscious life forms by far. Then there would be nothing for us to do, because a monster beyond our reach would reach even greater power. So first, we want to prevent that. So go after Cassandra first, I'm guessing, right? Maybe? If it goes well, the awakened Abyssal one will clash with Priscilla, and then our strength combined with another great strength would improve our chances of defeating her. Or, I don't think that's of no worth to you. You're right, it isn't worthless, but it's ridiculous. Do you really think it will go well? I merely said it was possible. If all goes well, the possibility of defeating her isn't zero, and that possibility can only be achieved now and by us. You're persuasive. I can see how you united all the warriors and defeated the organization. Well then. I'll present your idea to the others. You must take the first move anyway. After that, whether we get in the mood depends on your success. Bye now. I guess you share their fate. With the right timing, you could become the strongest blade here. The strongest blade here. Rocky, are you alright? Look at how worried Claire gets for for Rocky, man. Like Rocky was just talking to these guys, and she's like, "Rocky, are you okay? Are you hurt? What were you talking about?" They thought it was strange for a man like me to be with the warriors, and asked who I was. So it's really, I mean, I felt like obviously it was heading in this direction before. I mean, Miria kind of, I mean, she didn't outright say it, but like, I think we could pretty much assume that like she's not necessarily looking to recruit, but she wants Lars and this other guys and like his people, like, to help them with, trying to destroy Priscilla, because I mean they're going to need as much help as possible, in order to go up against Priscilla, who we know, like, her power surpasses a abyssal one, right? Um, Now, really quick, she was saying like to use like Cassandra in their efforts as well, right? Um, Her overwhelming power would surely outstrip the unconscious life forms by far, and then there would be nothing for us to do because a monster beyond our reach would be. So first we have to prevent that. So okay, so instead of, because I remember earlier I said so they would have to go after Cassandra, but like maybe like in terms of like I guess what I meant was like would they have to like protect Cassandra from being absolutely decimated from by Priscilla? Um I don't know how they would really go about it, and I think that's what the guy was saying too. Like he didn't know how they were going to be able to, that it seems like an impossibility for them to go this route. Um, but I mean, it seems like Miria is thinking that like we obviously need to stop Priscilla from absorbing any more power, from taking out Cassandra, because if we have Cassandra on our side somehow, some way, that will give us at least it won't be a 0% chance of us, being able to kill Priscilla. But with Cassandra in the mix, obviously not on the Claymore side, but still like fighting against Priscilla independently, then we'll have a better chance than obviously Cassandra out of the picture completely, right? Because those two are going to butt heads no matter what. Priscilla and Cassandra are going to be at it with each other, regardless of the Claymores being there, or the male warriors being there, or whatever, or any outside forces. Like, it's those two are going to fight no matter what. Um, so it is to their benefit to have Cassandra like alive and well, right? So I'm curious to see if it really is going to turn into like everybody just protect Cassandra, to try to give us a better chance, or something like that. Because um, although we know Priscilla still surpasses Cassandra, like it is still to your benefit to have a being who is at abyssal, one level on your side, fighting alongside you, right? Maybe not fighting alongside you, but fighting against Priscilla. That's definitely to their benefit. Um, I know I got on a tangent, but I think that is where they are going. So let's see. Um, so if all goes well, the awakened abyssal one will clash. Okay, so yeah, Miria says, and then our strength combined with another great strength would improve our chances of defeating her. I don't think that's of no worth to you. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to this chapter. Okay. Okay, so, oh good. Don't worry me like that. Tabitha, what of the Abyssal one? It sped up once and now maintains that pace. The internal conflict in the one surpassing an Abyssal one continues, with neither withdrawing. Then nothing's changed. Do you think the awakened beings will help? I don't know, but I've indicated one path to take. As long as they are even slightly aware of the possibility of fighting alongside us, they aren't likely to consider eating the people of this city. I hope you're right, but let's put our plan into action. Assume your battle stations. Our target is the Abyssal One approaching from the east. I believe it is a former number one known as Cassandra the Dust Eater. She's the final Abyssal One resurrected by the organization. Okay, so they are going straight after Cassandra. Huh. Our target? Man, I mean, I guess you guys might have to like break it down for me a little bit in the comments, because the male warriors, right, and like their group in general, like they are also like they're abyssal ones as well, right? Because they can awaken as well. I don't know if they, because she just called them awakened ones or abyssal ones, right? Um, so I don't know. It's weird. So is Myriad simply saying that like we would have a better chance against Priscilla with the male warriors and that group with you guys helping us out to defeat Priscilla, but is she saying, or is she saying like we need your help and we need Cassandra in this battle to do some damage against Priscilla? Is it kind of like a we need everybody for this thing, or is she just talking about the male warriors in that group? Um, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I mean, then again, just this last page, she says that their target is to go after Cassandra. So I don't know. And then again, like I feel like it does make sense. I mean, it's weird because I feel like it can go either way. Because like it would make sense that the ghosts would want to rush over to Cassandra and get to her as quickly as possible, to protect her before Priscilla had the chance to kill her. But on the flip side, it would make sense that the ghost would want to get to Cassandra as quickly as possible to defeat her before Priscilla had the chance to maybe absorb her or something like that, right? Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. Could go either way. And Cassandra's, she's moving, man. She's moving. Oh man. All right, so I love how these guys are keeping an eye on Cassandra. She finally arrived. Her destination is just up ahead. I think it's Rabona. The strongest monsters are gathering here in the holiest of cities. How very interesting. What the hell is this? That's not that's not Cassandra, right? I mean, obviously it's not Cassandra. You're telling me there's another giant ass like pair of legs just taking a stroll in the forest? What? I'm trying to see who this is. But then it's like the torso got like, I don't know, like the torso just started bleeding or something, and now it fell over on the ground, and now it's just like leaking out blood. And now like something weird is coming out of it, man. I don't know what's going on. um. Okay, so everyone looks pretty shocked. So much Yoma energy, the abyssal one of the West, but of the West, no. And everyone, okay. First of all, I really like all these designs. Okay, here's a question I have for you guys. Um, who who are these guys exactly again? Because I know it's been like a while since I've read. Obviously, him and God, what was the other dude's name? Um, go to the page before he awakened. It was Lars, right? Yeah, it's Lars. Uh, he said that him and Lars are the last two remaining like male warriors, right? And who like what's the significance of the other people in that group? Are they just like awakened beings? Or is there something more to that? Like, why are they so important? So if you guys can definitely like let me know in the comments below, that'd be awesome. Um, anyway, Kronos, this Yoma energy. No, it isn't the abyssal one of the West, but it's similar. What? Okay, so it's not Reef. So I shouldn't get excited. It's not RIFUL. If it was RIFUL, dude, but it's like It's like exactly her design, like to the T. That is RIFUL's design. What the hell is going on here? I mean, the hair is shorter. Um, what the hell is going on, dude? This is so strange. Like, what the hell? And like this is totally independent from Cassandra. This pair of legs that was just strolling down the forest or in the woods. And like I'm trying to think, does the organization have anything to do with this? Because I feel like the line that Light says, quote unquote, the strongest monsters are gathering here in the holiest of cities. How very interesting. Obviously, that could only mean, that could just be, Cassandra and Priscilla, but also this RIFUL lookalike as well. Who knows, man? But really crazy first chapter to get back into. Glad to be back, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe for more Claymore. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.